Hi everyone, I'm Karen MacNeil, author of the Wine Bible and editor of the digital newsletter Wine Speed. And this is the Champagne Life, a series of fast fun videos brought to you by the Champagne Bureau. I want to share today what is one of the single most important characteristics of champagne, and that's the fact that it's a blend. And not just a blend of a few different grape varieties, it's way more than that. Champagne is an almost kaleidoscopically complex blend of sometimes hundreds of different wines from different vines of different ages, different vineyards, different villages, differently ranked villages, different grape varieties, different clones and selections of those grape varieties, and in the case of non-vintage champagne, wines of many different years. In short, it's absolutely daunting. And to make it even more seemingly impossible, a champagne maker is blending all those things before the wine has been aged sur lie and before any bubbles could be present. So the winemakers are working not just from skill, but from instinct, creativity, and past experience. Champagne, of course, is almost always a blend of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier grape varieties, all of which thrive in the region's fairly cool climate and limestone and marl soils. Today, one of the wines is a blend of all three, and one of the wines is a blend of two of those varieties. Both of these wines are vintage brut. Brut, of course, means the wine is very dry, and vintage means that the wines in the blend come from a single great year. But even in vintage brut, there are still scores of different wines in that blend. They're just all from the same year. Let's start with the well-known house Moet & Chandon, which is one, of course, of the largest firms in Champagne and has many different wines to choose from when it comes to blending. This is Moet & Chandon's 2013 Grand Vintage. It's 40% Chardonnay, 38% Pinot Noir, and 22% Pinot Meunier. 7 years sitting on its yeast lees. It's got these beautiful apricot Danish flavors, bright citrusy notes. I love the fine texture of its bubbles. Now let's go to a small grower champagne. This is the Marc Hebras Premier Cru Special Club 2017. It's 60% Pinot Noir, 40% Chardonnay, and comes primarily from vineyards ranked Premier Cru and Grand Cru. In fact, from as many as 6 different villages and dozens of vineyards within those great villages. It's 3 years on the yeast lees. Special Club, by the way, if you haven't heard that term, is the highest tier a grower champagne can have. It's equal to what the houses call prestige cuvées. You know, great champagne is always about energy and vibrancy, and I love this Hebras for its kinetically alive sensation on the palate. The wine smells so beautiful and saline and minerally, like pulverized oyster shells, and it tastes of spice crystals and salt and homemade bread and raspberries. It's just so immaculate and delicious. So I want to say cheers to all of the winemakers of Champagne. I've got so much respect for their phenomenal skill when it comes to the art of blending. I'm Karen MacNeil, and if you'd like to know more about Champagne, consider taking the region's online course. Go to www.champagne-mooc.com.